big news that's happened this week in terms of the podcasting space and in the podcasting world, and that is Joe Rogan has been bought out by Spotify. All his content and his podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, was bought by Spotify for $100 million. Now, what that means is all of Joe Rogan's podcast, all of his material that's on YouTube right now has been taken out and is Spotify exclusive only. So it's only available to Spotify. And if you want to use, if you want to listen to Joe's stuff and his material and his podcast, it's only available on Spotify only. Now, so what does that mean, right? Just to give you some context on Joe's podcast, he has between 150 to 200 million downloads per episode, and what that equates to is about 3 million per month in revenue, ads, and all the available advertising that he has on there. So 3 million per month, 150 to 200 million downloads per episode. That's crazy. So what Spotify have done, man, Spotify have been sneaky, and what they've done is they've really just wanted to branch out their network. So when you think of Spotify, most people think of music, but what they've done is they've really just expanded their net to cater to the podcasting services. So anything audio is what they're looking for. And so instead of going for the top 10, who are the top 10 podcasters, or going for the top 2, man, Spotify went to the number one podcaster in the world, Joe Rogan, and said, Joe, you come across to us, we're going to give you this amount of money. Now, for us as podcasters who are coming up, up through the ranks, what does that mean? It means that what Joe's, now I personally don't listen to Joe's stuff, but what Joe has got my attention on is this sale, which tells me two things. First thing is, if your content, right, is providing great value, and you've got a purpose, and you're impactful to the point where you've got an audience, a movement happening, then someone is willing to pay top money for you. All right. Number 2 is that with Joe's work, his podcasting, he's been consistently uploading for the past 11 years. Now that just comes down to 100% consistency, 100% showing up, especially in the early times when he was a nobody, and I keep going back to that, at the early times when no one knew, when he probably had only one listener, to now the content that he's built for himself. It comes down to consistency, to always showing up and to always providing value, and to always, catering to what the audience wants, right? And for his audience, he had Elon Musk on twice, he's had, David Goggins, the whole line of superstars on his show, purely because of the message and the impact that he has. And so with 150 million downloads per episode, that is why Spotify said, you know what, Joe, I'm going to offer you this. You're going to come across to us, and we're going to, double this, or make this bigger than what it is. So the message, the couple of takeaways that I want you to really just to take on board from what's happened with the podcasting space and what's Joe's done for us as creators is, 1, create content that is, 1, valuable, and 2, that is consistent. You are consistently uploading every day. Now, what does that mean, like content? So it could be something that you're passionate about. All right. So for me, so I can give you kind of a perspective. For me, it's millionaires, right? It's multimillionaires. 1, because I want to become one, but 2, it's 5 different areas that equate to that millionaire lifestyle. All right, so the 5 different areas is not just finance. So I'm going to give you the 5 different areas which I focus on in order to live a millionaire lifestyle, and that is 1, finance; 2, fitness; 3, fulfillment; 4, faith; and 5, family. Those are my 5 areas that I ask my interview guests that they focus on. Now, for me, I interview millionaires because, like Spotify, they went straight to the top. All right, they wanted to know the number 1 podcaster. So for me, I want to go straight to the top, straight to the people who are unreachable, those who are untouchable, and really just say, hey, look, I want to sit down with you, I want to have you share your story. It's a win for you because I'm going to broadcast your story to everyone out there and get you out of the archives and into the social media space where you can be front of mind. It's a win for me because I'm leveraging off your name and off your experience and off really your legacy that you've built. And it's a win for the audience because of all the knowledge and the wisdom that have extracted that have helped you you and your business, we can then share that with the audience who are watching it. So it's a win-win-win for everyone. But that's my passion. That's what I'm chasing. And so what you're going to find is my audience may be first-generation millionaires. All right, that's who I'm chasing. Those who are looking to become, successful in those five areas that I mentioned. So guys, go out there with a passion, knowing that when you pursue, all right, whatever your intentions are, whatever your goals are from the start, and you're making content and you're delivering on your what's required, and you're showing up consistency, someone down the road who may see value in that will put their money in the pocket and say, hey, look, I want to pay you $100 million for all the stuff that you've created over the past year or past 11 years in Joe's case, and really want to have a business relationship together. So guys, awesome news. Joe has really just caused waves and really put podcasting on the map with this deal with Spotify. So if you are content creating out there, keep doing it consistently, keep showing up, and keep doing what you do.
Authorized by the state government of Swag. Spoken by Swag. Nothing but swag.